Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bendito Show.
Bendito
This
Show.
is episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 3 already.
That's right.
And it's a special one. It's a really, really special one because I think we have a lot of the family, the community from 9 to 9 connecting
That's right.
today. Because
Everybody looking forward to that 99 album release.
Yes. Woo. Folks, today is the virtual release party of 9 to 9.
We should have had like confetti, balloons, or something.
Yeah, I know, definitely. We should have had a different look. You know, we're still waiting for that producer of ours to show up one of these days. But it's an exciting moment where all the tracks that everybody heard and that watched at the 9 to 9 concert are now available on all platforms. So before I share the link, before y'all go and jump and, save it on your phones and everything, I just want to say this is an awesome thing. Like, this is just, we've been doing 9 to 9. This is our 12th year.
12 years.
And
wow.
every single year, amazing worship, amazing skits, message, workshops. And I think this is a move that, I think takes us to further, people out there in the world. Even though it's not our original songs, they're covers,
Right.
but I think it's the beginning of going down that path.
So you're thinking maybe we'll have original songs?
Yes, absolutely. I think that original songs are on its way, and
That's good news because I got like 2 books full of songs that nobody wants to record. Maybe the 99 crew wants to record those songs,
Yeah. Well, listen, we want to definitely use up the time wisely. And so, for everybody that's tuning in right now, and for anybody who's going to watch this later on, the link is now on the screen. There you go, folks. You know what?
There you go.
I think I have, let me see. Yes. Yes. We got a crowd cheering there in the back. The 9 to 9 album is now available. Yes, it is available. You can go to that link, FFM. Did I say too many F's? FFM.to/9 to 9. And that'll get you access to all the music from 9 to 9. You can listen it to Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon, Shazam. I don't know. It's all there. And this is huge, man. This is pretty big.
Now, you guys know me, I love music and I love worship music, but, what are the chances we do like a Coritos album, like a Sombra de Pedro kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, listen, I think the possibilities are endless.
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 All right.
And with that said, I want to get on the phone right now.
Yes.
The dude that helped us produce this album, the one and only Marco Giron. And so I'm going to give him a call right now because I want us to just have a quick conversation with him. We're celebrating. This is something big. Again, if you're just jumping into the show, this is part of, the beginning where we're just celebrating the release of the album. Let me get him.
Marco's ready. Marco has his phone waiting.
That's right. Let me get him here. And Abraham, bro, what are we going to be talking about later, though? Just so people can...
Well, after this, after the release party, we're going to be talking about cussing. I call it cussing. Some people call it cursing or bad words, swearing.
There's a whole bunch of words for it, All right, here we go. Let's get our brother on the line here.
Marco's the same guy that set us up with the calling through the system.
Right. Marco.
Hello.
Oye.
Dios le bendiga.
Hey, Marco. Dios te bendiga, Marco. Déjame ver, ¿cómo está tu inglés?
Felicidades.
How's your English?
Dos que thriller.
Él lo pica. Dos que thriller, así mismo.
Listen, Marco, I'll talk in English y voy a hablar en español también. Mira, te
Yeah, it's
tenemos aquí en
okay,
la
man.
llamada porque tú produciste y esto es lo que tú haces. I mean, this guy's a producer when it comes to audio music. He is lo que se llama un maestro. He's a master at this. Marco, yo creo que Abraham tenía una pregunta para ti.
Ya, Marcos, ¿cuántas horas
Dime.
pasaste mezclando todo esta
Yeah.
producción?
How many hours did it take you?
Oh man, it was. Naum is not gonna lie with me. We spent like at least 1 week straight. At
Yep.
least I
1
think.
week straight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
day
know
and
how many
night.
hours in that, but from the conversations that Marco and I would have on a daily, just those conversations were like 2-3 hours, figuring out things there. That's without him, doing a bunch of things on his own. But you know what? I think he deserves let me see.
A DJ.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to
Yes.
do the DJ. So, Marco, esto es lo que tú haces. Like, this is what you do. What if somebody has like a recording or mix and they want to produce it? Do you provide that service?
Sí, sí. De hecho, that's my thing.
That's his thing.
The good. Así es. Ahorita aquí en Canadá, pues estoy empezando a que la gente conozca de mí. Eh, Tengo la bendición de conocerlos a ustedes,
Yeah.
que me han abierto las puertas para poder demostrar lo que sé hacer. Y pues estoy a la orden tanto para la Iglesia Manuel, que ha sido de gran bendición en mi vida, para mí y mi familia, y para cualquiera que necesite, que tenga las ideas, que tenga una maqueta de algo que quiera hacer.
Yeah.
I can do it. I can do it.
Guys,
Nice.
this is huge. I mean, I feel like a lot of times we may have an idea.
But you're
and
missing that component.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know how to take it to the next
Exactly.
step. Marco is your guy.
That's right.
He is your guy. And I told Marco has, I think this is the third 9 to 9 where Marco has been helping. He has many,
Yes.
many, many more 9 to 9s
go.
left to help
That's
us
right.
out.
Of course.
This
Y
is just
estoy
the beginning.
esperándolo con ansia.
Así es.
So, Marco, última pregunta.
Bien,
Última pregunta mía.
bien.
Cuando tú estás mezclando, ¿tú comes tamales o otra cosa?
What do you mean,
Ahora
man?
necesito comida dominicana también para inspirarme más
Dominicana.
ahora.
Vamos a tener que juntarnos para hacer una mezcla.
Excelente. Marco, muchas
Vamos a
gracias, man.
juntarlos.
Muchas
Dios me los
bendiciones, Marco.
bendiga. Quiero darle las gracias primeramente a Dios y darle las gracias a ti, Nahum, Abraham, por confiar en mí, Carlitos, Isaac, todos que siempre están confiando en mí, en mi trabajo, y darles una pequeña primicia. Con Isaac y yo les vamos a entregar algo muy interesante pronto. Solo eso les quiero decir nada más.
Okay. So we got a little
bueno.
bit of a teaser there. I like it.
Yeah.
Bueno, Marco, muchas gracias, man. Ya tú sabes, estamos conectados.
Dios me lo bendiga.
Gracias,
God bless
man.
you guys.
God bless, man. Guys, that was Marco, the producer of the album of 9 to 9. It is now available everywhere.
We got some serious comments. Teaser saying it should be a sancocho. Sancocho is nice.
I don't know.
Marco's gonna like
can you
sancocho.
be eating sancocho and editing at the same time? Maybe.
Bro, you could eat
Maybe.
sancocho and play baseball.
Guys,
You could be.
I don't know. Ustedes saben lo que son malta. Y'all drink malt? Man, I was drinking a malt one day and I was studying for an exam. And bro, I had my Mac, destroyed it.
You destroyed your Mac
The
with a
malt went
malta.
like right this on the laptop, and I tried to save it. Yo lavé esa laptop, yo la
Yeah.
quité todo. I was like, nothing, bro. I couldn't bring it back.
Everybody knows when you drink malta, you hold it. You keep the equipment far.
Listen,
Wow.
guys, the album is available. We're going to be saying it again. Not only is the music available, though, that when you get into that link, you can actually also jump into the brand new 9 to 9 YouTube page.
Nice.
And so if you click on that link, there's going to be an option there that gives you to go to YouTube, and you're going to be able to see all of the music videos from the concert. So if you're just wanting to see that music video for that specific song, you don't got to go to the concert video anymore. Take a look at that. And we're also going to be uploading the workshops there. So you want to subscribe.
Subscribe
two
to
pages.
that channel.
2 pages you got to subscribe
That's
to.
right. The Bendito Show.
The Bendito Show is a must. You got to subscribe to this, and then also the second one, 9 to 9.
9 to 9.
You should definitely subscribe to it because I think that's where we're going to be, building.
Putting all the content.
Now in the future. Listen, I see Carlos. He's on the chat. And I think I'm going to give him
Yeah,
a
I
call.
think call him.
We got to give
Call him.
Carlos a call. Because
Carlos Jerez is the drummer on the
Yes.
production.
And maybe we'll ask him, what were his thoughts as he was dressing up for this youth and young adult event?
Yeah.
Let's see.
He was dressed in black, so he was obviously, thinking about our people.
Buenas noches.
Yes, hello. Can I speak with Carlos, please?
Hold on. Let me put you on a brief hold. Hold on.
Oh, that's his
Nah,
assistant.
what's up, bro?
What's up, man? Marco's leaving here on the chat that you're the metronome guy. The
click guy.
metronome,
Oh,
the
my
click
God.
man. Carlos, listen, this is the release party for the 9 to 9 album, man.
That's
What are
right.
your thoughts? What do you
Yes.
feel? You're the drummer, but just as much, you're the leader of the worship team now at Emmanuel. How do you feel, man? What are your thoughts?
You know what, man? Just like you mentioned earlier, right? This is 9 to 9 number 12 for us, right? Like you said, the worship is, thanks to God, always been great. Everything, the dramas, the preaching, the workshops. But I think about reach, right? I think about if we feel the presence of God through those songs, if they touch us, if they reach us, how many more people can they reach and touch through this platform, right? Being on YouTube, being on YouTube Music, Apple Play, it's more about reach than anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I think about the team, right? Like think about Isaac, the musicians, right? Kevin, Juan Carlos, and the singers. Like it's just an amazing team that was put together, and gracias a Dios, there's tons of talent, God-given talent.
Bro,
and
hit it right on the nail
what the
because-
amazing thing is?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, I was going to say the amazing thing is that there's so much more talent, right? Between all these churches, and
That's right.
it's just amazing.
Yes.
Just amazing.
Lo que hace falta es un guirero.
Yeah.
Un
Fuck
guirero.
it, 100%.
Lionel, mi hermano.
What does it take for us to, put a merengue together here, man? Somos latinos.
Uf.
This is a Spanglish show.
Bueno, yo creo que no sé si Marco Chiriboga toca guira, but I see him on the chat. But maybe he
Nah,
can,
we got Leo.
he can help us out.
Leo's back.
Awesome. Hey,
Yes,
Carlos, tell me, what
yes.
were your thoughts, man, as you were dressing, you knew this was going to be recorded. That's it. It was going to be stayed up on the internet forever. Your kids, your grandkids were going to see this. What were your thoughts,
Did you buy a
man?
new shirt? Is that black shirt new?
Hold on. Are you trying to, dude? You're trying to like tell my business to everybody here? What's going on?
Tell me what were your thoughts, bro?
We're just asking questions.
Yo, I was dressed. What do you mean dressing? I was dressed by my wife, man. She's like, you gotta look modern. You gotta roll up the cuff of your pants. I trust her, so
That's good,
to
man.
look
That's
young,
good.
to look young.
Yeah.
You gotta look hip.
Well, listen, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We're super glad. I know you were one of the people that saw that it was already live, the album, earlier today. What do you feel in terms of your own musical talent? Do you feel like you're ready to take it up to a next step, maybe for another album?
Oh man, I mean that's a good question. I think as a musician, doesn't matter if you play drums, piano, lo que sea. I think it's innate, right? You got to have that drive to be able to learn more, to want to learn more. Like even for this, right? Like to me, it was a challenge because I was playing this electronic pad thing that I hadn't really fooled around with before, right? So that was a challenge, but I think that's almost a must, right? If you're a singer, if you're kind of in the craft,
anything, any craft,
Yeah.
any craft.
yeah,
And that's
exactly.
a general advice for everybody.
right.
Like not only do you have to have the passion, but also the effort. You got to put it in there.
You gotta put it
to
in there.
practice, to spend
For
time with
sure.
your instrument, show your instrument some love, show your talent some love. You got to spend time with it.
That's right.
And you know what, Carlos, you're definitely an example of that, brother. Appreciate everything you do. I don't know if you have any last comments for us.
No, bro, I'm proud of the team, proud of everybody, and just thankful to God, man. And thanks for all your help, all your effort. It was a lot, and to be honest, I mean, a lot of this was the vision of the team, planning 9 to 9, including yourself. So thanks
Awesome,
for putting
brother.
that vision together, man.
Well, we love you, man.
Nice.
All right, bro.
God bless,
God
brother.
bless you guys. Later.
Oh, I should have asked him if he cusses.
Oh man, we're almost getting to it there. I mean, I see.
We got Kayla there.
Yeah.
So
if
Isaac must be
Kayla's
around
on,
somewhere.
Isaac, are you there? Kayla, give us some sort of comment if Isaac's there. He'll be the last call. The last thing we mentioned here about 9 to 9.
He's there.
He must be. He must be. And you could call us. You have our number. That way make it even faster for us. But I really want to make sure that it is known that this is definitely a step for that original content.
That's right.
We went obviously through the lengths to make sure that we got the cover licenses and everything to post it up there. And it's great, to be able to do the well-known songs out there and put it up.
Yeah.
Carl spoke of the amazing band. Bueno, we see Isaac is
is
there.
there.
Isaac, llama. But everybody watching this, man, I motivate you.
We need original content.
Yes. If you're the type of poet, the person that likes poems, write that down. If you're the type of person that just feels inspired, just write your thoughts down.
Even a musical.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello.
hey.
Hey.
Isaac, mi hermano.
El maestro.
Y entonces,
Isaac, man, dímelo. Tú, el que estaba.
hey, guy, God bless you.
God bless you, man. You're the guy that was playing the keyboard, right? That red keyboard.
Yeah. The red keyboard. That's me.
Listen,
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, my first question is, why do you play that thing like it's your first girlfriend? Like you caress that thing, like you so smooth. Like some keyboard players they bang can. But he's just like so smooth, so chill. Like what are you doing here? Are you playing? What are you feeling? What's going on here?
Él ama su instrumento,
Oh,
pero dino, Isaac.
that's more like passion and yeah, when you think like you're doing this for God and you're like put like everything into that, right? And,
That's right.
and yes, that's and I'm married, so I know
married
how
to the
play
piano.
like softly.
Yeah, wow.
So you play soft.
Listen,
I
Isaac,
like that. It's a nice touch.
It is. Isaac, bro, you've been playing piano for how many years? ¿Cuántos años tú tienes, man, llevando ya tocando?
Wow, yo comencé a los 13 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
So 40 years.
13. Wow, bárbaro.
So he's been playing for 40 years. No, ese coro, mi hermano.
Bueno,
Wow,
Isaac,
los
nosotros
13.
le hicimos la
Nice.
pregunta a Carlos Andrés en sí de qué es lo que toma para ser un buen músico. Yo sé que toma mucho, pero what kind of advice, what kind of tips can you give? I mean, honestly, we're celebrating the fact that 9 to 9 we have this album, but you've been doing this now for many years, and it's so awesome to see you do it. But what does it take to be great?
Well, as a Christian, I remember when I was like 12 years old, I tried to play baseball. I tried to do natación. I tried a lot of things, and the last thing was like, okay, let me try with piano. And I remember, guys, like a day before my first class, I asked my mother, "Mom, can you please pray for me because I want to do this for God." And
Wow.
and ella ungió mis manos, and then
That's deep.
like I started
Yeah.
playing, and I think as a Christian, the first thing is like putting in God's hands.
Wow.
That's the first thing. God, I want to play bateria. I want to play keyboards, guitars. I want to do it for you, for your glory.
Yeah.
And God is gonna do amazing things. Dios se va a manifestar tremendamente cuando
Amén.
uno se lo pone en las manos. Pienso que eso es lo primero. Y estudiar. Uno tiene que study. Yeah.
Wow, man. You're leaving us speechless here. I mean,
That's impressive. So, wait, did your mom anoint your hands with oil? Like, I know we do that a lot in the Dominican.
Exactamente. Si ella me
Wow.
ungió la mano con aceite,
Nice.
eso parecía unas empanadas a mi mano. O sea,
Bro,
Wow.
you know what? That's amazing. Wow, that's advice that any of us, not just musicians or singers,
Even parents that
Yeah.
have kids that play, like,
but anything that you're doing, like who are you doing it for? What's your
You're doing it for God.
What's there in your heart? To glorify yourself. Do you want to get that spotlight to yourself, or do you want to bring that spotlight to Jesus? And there's no better way than to start with that mentality.
That's right. La gloria para de Dios.
Exactly.
La gloria para
Amen.
de Dios y el figureo para los músicos.
Así es.
Dice aquí una Vicky Sosa que she's your number one fan.
Number one fan. She also said his math is not available.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness. Bueno, Isaac, dime, yo sé que tú has sido parte, man, de varias bandas. Te lo digo, tú eres un tremendo músico. ¿Qué tú tienes ahí en el futuro? ¿Tú tienes otros planes? Yo sé que Marco dice algo ahí, pero ¿qué va, man? ¿Tú tienes algo ahí?
Bueno, sí, estamos trabajando en un proyecto que viene pronto. Entonces, sí, uno tiene metas como músico, uno
Yeah,
tiene
claro.
proyectos, uno quiere ir avanzando, uno quiere ir creciendo y todo para la gloria de Dios. Todo sucede con un plan y un propósito, porque esta
Amén.
pandemia puso a todos en la casa y mucho tiempo para reflexionar tuvimos. Entonces,
Yeah.
el Señor se ha revelado a uno y uno está trabajando para planes y proyectos que uno tiene, que ya dentro de poco se lo vamos a estar soltando a
Amén.
todos.
Excelente,
Yeah.
man. Well, you know
Buenísimo.
what, man? We're here to back you up. We're here
Yeah.
to definitely support y'all. Muchas gracias, man. De verdad que siempre yo le digo a Isaac que cuando nosotros nos llamamos, eso es como subir la batiseñal. When I
He's
call
coming.
Isaac, it's like I'm putting the Batman signal
That's
there.
right.
I need your help, man. But you know what?
Así
He's always saying yes. He's always
Yeah.
willing to say yes, and that's
I can
awesome.
sing backup. I can sing backup,
Yeah.
Isaac, just in case.
Yeah.
Pero melodía only, no segundas, all right? Yo hago toda la melodía. Abajo, arriba, en el medio, atrás, pero melodía.
Ya tú sabes, yo te
Ya tú
grabo el
sabes.
video. Yo te grabo el video.
Claro.
All right,
Antes
bro.
de despedirme,
Yeah.
quiero mandar un saludo a todos los jóvenes de la Iglesia Tabernáculo, los que
Oh.
están aquí
Oh,
reunidos.
give him DJ.
Saludo a mi gente, saludo a mi amada y querida esposa. No soy soltero, soy un hombre sumamente casado.
Sumamente
Y bueno, que el
casado.
Señor te bendiga. Exactamente.
Gracias,
Entonces,
Isaac.
un saludo a Brian, a todos los músicos que participaron. Bendiciones
Yeah.
a todos.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? That's what I was going to say, that apart from Marco, Carlos, Isaac, yourself, there was Brian, there was Kevin. Was that Kevin?
Yeah.
There was Juan Carlos
Carlos on the bass.
on the bass, and then the singers,
Yes.
Camila, Mondragon, Natalia Jaramillo, and Amelia Reyes.
Yes.
That's right. So,
Bueno.
I mean, a good shout out to everybody. And there was also Patricio Sping in the back. I guess he was somewhere around. He
Yeah.
did something. I know he did something. So, I mean,
Isaac, we're going to let you go, brother. Stay connected. God bless.
Okay, God bless you guys.
so I was
know-
saying, congratulations to everybody.
Yeah, we also had, so Pato was in the background filming. We had Jocelyn, Kevin's sister. She was actually in the lights.
Oh.
So if y'all seen like the lights moving and stuff, they weren't automatic. She was doing it. It
Nice.
was great to have her. Brenda was lying in one of the benches throughout the whole concert.
She was praying. She was praying.
She had a mic, just, she was kind of a voice in all of the singers because they had the ears
Yeah.
kind of just guiding them and reminding
Yeah,
them
nice.
everything. So Brenda definitely played an awesome role. Yeah, man, it was definitely an awesome experience.
Awesome experience.
Well,
Nice. Well,
I mean-
Kayla doesn't want to let this go. I have all the rights to his math, his science, his geometry, geometrics, and French. Alrighty then.
okay, folks. Well, it doesn't end here with the 9 to 9 stuff. Make sure to subscribe to those channels. Go download it. Listen to the albums. But before you do that, let's talk about a interesting topic. We got about, half an hour left here on the show. We want to know your comments, your thoughts about, can Christians cuss?
Cuss.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my.
So what do you think? Like, what does the Bible say about curse words and
Yeah.
cussing?
Yeah, we have a series of verses here that I want to just go ahead and show. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put this in full screen, and then we'll take it from there because it is so important for us to tackle these topics with biblical foundation,
That's right.
right? But the Bible isn't always very specific to certain things in life. Like, what is cussing?
Using curse words, what people know as curse words.
Okay, because again, some people call it swearing, some
Yeah.
people call it cursing, some people call it, multitude of things.
Okay, so the cussing we're talking about is not when you curse somebody with some type of evil spell or something. Like when you curse them for something bad to happen to them.
Yeah, yeah,
We're talking about using bad words, dirty language.
yeah. And I think we're gonna get there because the text, the Bible does speak
Right.
of those certain things. Now let's take a look. The first one here, Ephesians 4:29 says, "Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear." Okay? So here the word is saying, only use words that are good for building up. Okay? That fits the occasion. Okay? Also later on in Ephesians 5:4, this is the big one. It says, "Let there be no filthiness, nor foolish talk, nor crude joking, which are out of place, but instead let there be thanksgiving." Again, talking about what comes out of the mouth of a believer, of a Christian. Okay? Let's just keep on here. 1 Peter 3:10 says, "Whoever desires to love life and see good days, let him keep his tongue from what? From evil." Okay? From evil, and his lips from speaking deceit. Guys, we're just speaking here what the word says. It's very important to start this off with the word. James 3:9-12 says, "With it," la boca, the mouth, "we bless our Lord, our Father,
Father. That's right.
and with it we curse people who are made in the likeness of God. From the same mouth come blessing and cursing. My brothers, these things ought not to be so. Does a spring pour forth from the same opening, both fresh and salt water? Can a fig tree, my brothers, bear olives, or a grapevine produce figs? Neither can a salt pond yield fresh water." Again, it's just saying it doesn't bend.
It doesn't mix.
It doesn't.
You can't be a Christian cussing.
Yeah.
Now, everybody's saying no, bendito Dios, no chance, hard no, sean gratos los dichos de mi boca, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart. Okay, so why do we bring this up? What's the point? If it's so clear that Christians can't cuss, why do we bring it up?
So, I have a few reasons why.
Yeah.
The first one is that the word itself, okay, the curse word itself is something that is defined in the cultural context.
That's right.
Okay? So I think Scripture tells us a lot about the intentions, what's in your heart. Because listen, Abraham, bro, you can cuss somebody without actually using a cuss word. You can, and I
You
mean,
can kill somebody without actually touching them.
What I'm saying is, you can use other words in the dictionary to be filthy with somebody, with cursing them, with certain, you can use some other words. So where are we putting the value, on the words or on the intention?
I think in this case, when we call it cussing, we're putting it on the words.
Okay. Now, if we're putting it on the words, what do we do with the fact that certain words mean different things in different cultural contexts?
Well, you got to be cognizant of who your audience is, right? There's a lot of words, especially in Spanish, in Dominican, that we say that are fine, that are not fine for other countries. And there's words in other countries.
But there's no way that you're going to learn every
like,
single
for example,
dialect
is it
out there.
Salvadorians that say bicho? Bicho is like a kid or something, or an insect
Eso está
or
mal.
something.
Eso suena mal.
For us,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Dominican,
Yeah.
bicho is like, so for them, it's so that culture context
Yeah.
has to be taken into account.
I'll give you another example. For example, here in Canada, when we say the word bloody, or even in the U.S., it doesn't mean anything.
It's not a big deal.
But in the U.K.,
You're right.
bloody hell.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but it's
what'd you
way
say?
more intense,
Yeah.
right? The intensity there is.
It seems to be that it's okay, the cultural context, but what about within our own cultural context? As Christians, do we use words that are considered cuss words? Right?
Yeah.
Like the most popular cuss words.
Should we say them?
No, we're not going to say them, but like it's the
Like the F
equivalent
word,
of
right?
poop.
Yeah. Okay. Right. The other thing of crap. A lot of
Yeah.
people say that.
A lot of people say it.
A lot of people say, son of a.
Yeah.
Not
But-
no la playa, not the beach,
Right.
but the other one.
Okay, so
know.
two things. One is, are there, and this is for the people to interact with us. You know, people are loving your British accent there. What I'm saying is, what if some words you don't consider to be so bad in your own context, but you don't say them in public? You say them, let's say at home or with a group of friends. You wouldn't say them where there's church people because some church people may get offended.
You see, so for me, we're putting more value than on the actual word than on the intentions of the hearts. And I don't like that. I don't like that measurement. I don't like that balance. Because, again, you can go and treat somebody bad without using those swear words. Now, look, the text said at the beginning, use your words to lift somebody up. Right? My question, my real question is there a moment, a scenario where you can use a swear word in the dictionary or in our culture to actually elevate a message? And look, look, the thing is, this is why we have to look at the culture. So, some of y'all who grew up in hip hop, you know that within that culture there's a lot. It's swearing.
Tons.
It's
for the good and for the bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even in those good songs that maybe talk about racism, slavery, and all these, you see them using swear words.
And that's what I'm saying. When you use the word, I get the intention might be good, but it's still the same word. So you shouldn't use it. As a Christian, you shouldn't use, even if you're gonna exalt someone. Like you gotta use decent words, because they're considered indecent in the culture.
I mean, that's the thing. They're considered indecent for certain cultures and for certain people.
But in our context, like we're talking about Canadian, Toronto, GTA, wherever people are, in our context, right? It's considered indecent. And if there's people in the U.S. watching us, maybe in their home country watching us, in your context, there's words that it's a bad word, right? Like the F-bomb, for example. That's a curse word in every country.
Yeah.
Right? So, is there a difference? Okay, you're talking about intentions.
Yeah, 100%.
Can I say, what the fudge? You see that? Like, is that acceptable?
Santo Dios. It's not, but that's the thing. That is, I believe, trying to use something maybe profane in a holy way.
Okay, but if I replace the word, even though the intention might be the same, it's an expression. And this is where I'm going. There's some situations in which the praise doesn't come out. Maybe you guys are holier than I am, but...
Is this where I show the picture you sent me?
Wait, hold on. Don't show yet. What I'm saying is there's some situations where you just can't say, Gloria a Dios. Like, my favorite example is when you stomp your big toe, some holy people might say that they say, Gloria a Dios, or,
Santo,
but then we have all these replacement, like Isaac is going to get a heart attack. I'm not going to say that word. Like, we have all these replacements for curse words. In Spanish, we have them. Like, instead of saying the curse word, we say concho. Instead of saying the curse word, we say mierquina, right? And in English, we have a whole bunch. Yeah. You have, holy G's.
Even damn. That. Even the word damn,
yeah.
The definition of it is what? Go to hell? I'm pretty sure that damnation, that's what it is. But you still, that one, and that's the thing with the culture. Like the word damn, little by little, honestly, I think
it's
10
been
years
accepted,
ago,
yes.
It maybe wasn't that accepted, but now it is. And that's why I think that the culture plays a big role in it.
It does, but what I'm saying is even within the culture, so for example, we were talking about this before, Colombians, they say the word vaina. In the Dominican, and they say it in church, on the altar, everywhere. In the Dominican, you cannot be like, hermana, y esa vaina. You can't do that.
No.
Right? So, for them, is okay.
Yeah.
Right? And there's tons of words. But what I'm saying is, what do people out there think? Can you use a replacement curse words under certain situation? Now, show the picture. Show the picture.
Show the picture right now?
Yeah.
Bueno.
Okay.
So, do you want to say anything before I show the picture?
Show it, and then people who can relate, and then I'll explain it. Okay?
Okay. Do you want me to put any music or just show it?
Just
all right, here we go.
show it. Okay, for those of you who have kids, you're like, look at that picture on the screen. Okay? If you look back, you just came from Walmart, Costco, or something.
¿Y ese tu
You
hijo?
bought, and no, it's not me. You bought a brand new can of Similac. What's Similac now? Like $50?
Bro, I don't even know what
Hey,
Similac is.
you wouldn't know, but hey, it was expensive when my kids were little. Similac is probably like $40 or $50 right now, the good one. They even have it locked up at Walmart because people steal it. It's so expensive. It's precious, right? If you look back and you see your kid just did that, right? Like, is what I'm saying is that are there words that you could say, right? Like an impío would say, "Mira este muchacho de," and just fill it in, right? But are there words? No, that's not Nathan, guys. That's not him. That's some kid that I got from the internet. So what I'm saying is, look at mess up the car seat that you gotta clean it. You know how hard it is to get that milk, that powder off the car seat, and then you just got your car cleaned and you got this baby. Like, how do you say praise the Lord to that?
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying to use curse words. That's not what I'm saying. You shouldn't use curse words. What I'm asking is it acceptable to use replacement words to express your frustration?
Well, I will respond to that as biblically as I can. How about that? Can I do that? Yeah?
Yeah, sure. I want to hear from the people online too.
I do, and I
But
think we gotta take some calls too, because
Yeah.
people I think are seeing that this is more than just a yes or no. There's
Right.
more to it. Carlos dice di que alaba, that's
Alaba.
eso. And come on, Carlos, muy manso. It says Matthew 5:22. But I say to you that that everyone who is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother will be liable to the council, and whoever says "you fool" will be liable to the hell of fire. Colossians 3:8 says, but now you must put them all away: anger, wrath, malice, slander, and obscene talk from your mouth. Okay?
I get. Listen, I get that. But
My last verse, Psalm 37:8-9 says, refrain from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself. It tends only to evil. For the evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait for the Lord shall inherit the land.
Listen,
Wow.
Marcos is saying, you say, God forgive me, and then you let loose. That's funny, but no. Til's saying, llévatelo, te lo mando. You see?
Yeah.
Lo mato. I know, people have kids can relate. Right? So, okay, but this is the thing. What do we think Jesus was saying when he was kicking out the vendors out of the temple? You think he was praising? The Bible says he was saying, the house of my father shall be called house of prayer. But he turned over the tables and he had a whip.
Yeah.
Like, was he saying, I'm not saying he was cursing. And there was cursing back then, but, he had a whip. So he was saying things. And I'm not saying you have to be offensive or you have to be like, contrale is a very popular word in the Dominican. It's a replacement for another word.
Caramba.
Caramba.
Yeah.
And some people go, ay, concho.
Hey.
Ay. Right? So, are those words okay? That's what I'm asking.
Tristina here says the word is irrelevant. It's the intention of the word that matters.
Oh, I know her. She's one of my coworkers. I get that,
Tristina,
but
you gotta talk to Abraham about how he deals with the kids.
what I'm saying is,
because I don't know, this looks like it's.
no, I'm saying, what do people out there do? Tell me what you do in an uncomfortable situation, like a difficult situation. You hit yourself or something happens like the kid with the formula. Like, what happens? You can express your emotion without being vulgar. That's what Ezekiel is saying.
Yeah.
But the replacement word is vulgar? I don't think it is.
And this is, again, I think this is why it is a little bit of a more trickier subject, at least for me, in my perspective. Like, I could have a conclusion still on it, but the scripture is very clear about swearing, as in promises.
Right.
To not do that sort of thing. Cursing in terms of wishing harm on somebody else. But then when it comes to the actual vulgar words, it doesn't say anything specific in that regard.
Right, because
Carlos is giving me a call. I don't know if I'm guessing he has a
he wants to
comment.
talk about this.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
gotta chime in on this, man.
All right.
So listen, I think what we're confusing though is like, just because you're in a sticky situation, let's say that whole formula thing, that picture with the kid. Just because you're upset or angry, that doesn't automatically mean you're thinking cuss words in your mind, or it shouldn't mean that, right? I think if your
But what's the
automatic
first thing
thought or your
that comes out?
it's not happy thoughts, it's not praise, but it's not cuss words. You
Now,
understand?
I'm not saying curse words.
Like,
I'm saying whatever you replace curse words with, because those replacements are in your brain already. You use them all the time.
But I think the default assumption that you're making is that tú me entiendes, como que tú estás pensando que la persona está pensando a cuss word or a replacement. That's not necessarily the case. I think that if your initial reaction is a cuss word or a replacement for a cuss word, that's a deeper issue, right?
Why is
that's
it
a
a
character
deeper
thing.
issue?
It's the same
Because,
thing.
por ejemplo, nobody wakes up one day and decides to kill people. Right, I kind of say this all the time. That's something that's something it's been brewing in your heart. It's been brewing in your mind. You've been festering. It's been festering in your mind. Same thing with cussing, right? Or replacement word cussing. It's something that's ingrained in you.
That's what
Therefore,
I said.
if that's the first thing, and that's what I'm saying. But pero, it's not necessarily the case. I can get angry. I get angry. I get angry with my kids. I have 3 kids. Who's not going to get angry with 3 kids?
Yeah.
Pero,
So you never said,
honest,
you wouldn't say, este muchacho de porra.
No.
You wouldn't say that?
No.
So what do you say?
I don't even say that. I
But you say something.
Pero qué lo que tú eres loco, ¿qué es lo que tú estás pensando? Something like that, you know?
Okay, listen.
Okay. The thing is, I don't know. I think comparing cussing and murder is a little bit.
It's way off.
I think it's a bit off.
But I mean, no. Hold on. I gotta challenge you on that though. Think about what I'm saying though. It's the fact that it's normal for you, right? Lo que estoy diciendo is that it's a lifestyle for you,
and
right?
That's what
if
we're
a cuss word,
and that's the question.
If a cuss word or a replacement cuss word that is the first thing that comes to mind, that's a different issue.
But the thing is,
that's
you are putting automatically a cuss word as something bad.
Yeah, I am. Of course.
And my question to you is why? Like, why?
In the context that we use it, it's a bad thing.
Of course, it's either the intent.
Yeah,
it's the intent. If the intent is there,
no.
like,
Okay,
even
so
if you replace
this
it
is
with
what I'm
cheese
getting at.
or whatever.
This is what I'm getting at.
No, but I don't think y'all understand me. Because again, I even giving you the example of, let's say, a rapper on a positive song is using these swear words not in any negative connotation, right? This is in a positive, trying to build people up, and it actually ends up building people up because there are actual stories of it, even though there is swear words in this. In fact, when we look at movies,
I don't know, man.
In movies, you see it portrayed as, where you see those intense moments and maybe they use a swear word, and we're okay to seeing that and seeing that develop.
I get that, but it's the word itself. So we're gonna let Carlos go, but it's the word itself.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Carlos, think about this. Think about this. There's words that you use when you're upset, right? I'm not saying that you think the curse words, and this is maybe the confusion. I'm not saying that you think the curse words and then you replace it, but you already thought the curse words. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that because we grew up as Christians and you cannot say the curse words, you have another word as a Christian that you use. That's not the curse words. And the intention might not even be the same. But it's an expression of frustration, of anger. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Maybe I'm coming from a different spot, and I won't take up a lot more of your time. But I'll tell you my story, right? I didn't grow up as a Christian. But before I became a Christian, my struggle was cussing. You understand? So I had a filthy mouth. That was my thing. As a teenager, I had a very filthy mouth. So, but God, through the grace of God, not through me, not through Carlos, God changed that in me, right? So when I think about that's where I'm making the distinction. If that's the first thing you're thinking about, or a replacement word, then you got to ask God to change that in your heart, because no puede ser. No puede ser.
I'm not saying that you think, and that's the confusion.
And Carlos, we're gonna let you go.
All right, peace,
Appreciate the
peace.
call,
Later.
and I like the perspective that you bring in. We're gonna keep talking later,
Okay,
brother.
but this is the thing. Jessica's saying my point. It's like, oh shoot, right? That word you're not using it to replace.
Yeah.
Like you're just that's a word. That's your expression
Yeah.
because you grew up with it.
So, and I see Brianna here on the comment says, but if the thing is a Christian rapper isn't going to swear, so why are you listening to Impio to secular rappers? The thing is, actually, when you get into that space of rappers, there is this discussion. There is this struggle of can I use these words or not? Because my intentions are good. The culture, and this is the thing, and this is why these topics are really good to discuss, because of the perspective where we come from. Guys, if you come from areas where in your home all they do is swear, at school all they do is
That's
swear,
what you're gonna
at
do.
work,
That's what you're gonna do.
it's normalized. Okay, and I'm not using it as an excuse, but that is that person's context, and this is why I think the intention of somebody's heart is more important than the word itself. Because again, I'll say this openly because we always have this conversation in public, and Abraham already said it. For example, we have a Colombian brother here in the church who uses that word vaina, and I'm always like, man, like for me that's like offensive, but for him it isn't, right? And so I have learned to see his intention, though.
I get it.
And he continues using the word, and now it doesn't bug me. And so that's where I'm getting to, where can we only look at the intention of the heart, or do we have to put more value into that actual word?
Okay, but the intention, okay. Sometimes when you say from the heart, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to, like, kill their kid or something like that, right? And you shouldn't tell your kid, I'm going to kill you. If you do that, you're dead, right? Yeah. But as parents, that happens, right? Mira, muchacho, mira, te voy a dar.
Yeah.
Right? The intention is a reaction. So there's a difference between intention and reaction. That's what I'm trying to say. Intention and reaction. How you react to a situation, right? Let's say you're driving on the highway, right? Or not the highway, like on regular street or something, and somebody hits you from behind hard, right?
Happens.
Your reaction is going to be at first anger, but then you have to calm that anger down, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Is your first reaction, you may use a word that's not a curse word, but it's a word that you use to express anger that in general public is seen as okay, right? So if somebody says, "Jeez," like that, right? They're not trying to say something else, because I don't know what that's a replacement for, but
Jesus.
They're just saying, "Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot."
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. At those words, is it okay?
I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to go with yes because, even in those situations, just speaking from personal experience, of course, guys, when you're playing basketball, when you're playing a sport, somebody hits you, you get hurt, like, you're not going to be like, "Oh, gracias, señor, por este golpe."
Yeah,
Thank you. No, you're not going to be like, man. Crap, man, I won't be able to walk tomorrow.
Right.
But it's more of a reaction in the moment, an expression that if you look at the intention, there's no maldición, there's no swearing, there's no, like nothing is in there as a wanting to cause harm on anybody else.
That's right.
Right?
Now, if you, like the word fudge, and we know the curse word, if you use it all the time to replace, right, then that's intention.
Yeah.
Because you're using it all the time to replace this word. But as a reaction, it's a word that you just reacted to. So I think some of those words are okay. Some people say, "Holy cow," or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that, as long as your intention is not to be cussing. I get it. Carlos has he had a past that God delivered him from, so he prefers not to use any of them. That's okay. But if you use some of those words, they're not curse words, I think that's okay too. Now, what about Christians who actually use the curse word?
This is I feel like the deeper question with that is, Christians who use cuss words, do they put their salvation at risk? And obviously we can't judge, we can't do that. But
No, we can't say that.
Yeah, but based off of Scripture, is it the kind of lifestyle somebody could be, you know, and the reason why I asked this is because you can come face to face with somebody who's maybe still growing out of that.
Yeah.
Who is still trying to change their language because
And something may happen, and
Exactly.
they use the word,
yes,
right?
yes.
And you have to know, kind of, wait, you know, what's going on here. But that could happen.
yeah. I don't
This
know.
is deep.
I
Let's read some of these comments.
Yeah, because you know what? Recently, I have personally been introduced to Christians. You know, people who I actually see eye to eye with the same doctrine, who are okay with using
Some of these words.
with using some of those
Yeah.
swear words. Like, I don't see them using the F word. I feel like the F word is just globally known as vulgar and profane. But they use the alternative of poop or crap, whatever you want to,
Yeah.
say, as something that they can refer to, even as they're writing a book, a dissertation, as they're writing an essay, they are okay with using that word.
Yeah.
And so,
And that's the thing. So, I mean, we have a whole bunch of comments here, and we haven't paid a lot of attention to them, but we're going to read some. So, Ezekiel says, it doesn't matter the cause. At the end of the day, negative connotation tied to it, no matter if it is used for good or bad. That's Jessica. That's Brianna. Exactly. In a movie, if there's one F-bomb, it's PG-13.
Yeah. So Ezekiel said, if there's one F-bomb in a movie, I mean, actually, I think in PG-13 they're allowed to use one swear word, and then after that
is R.
It's
Right?
rated R. But what's our reaction though? For all of, and this is my straight up question. Like, if you can leave it in there in the comments. For us who are 100% against cussing, 100%.
Yeah.
What's your reaction
When somebody else
you
does
see it? Is that when you hear it? When you see it in a movie? When like you I don't know, even see it in a video game? Like, what's your reaction?
You know what? Usually I tell people, I'm a Christian. Everybody knows I'm a Christian everywhere I go. I'm the same everywhere. And, they would say, like, I apologize. Some people may say, Abe, do you mind if I cuss? And, sometimes they say, suéltalo porque imagínate. They might ask permission. Others don't care, right? They don't care that you're saved. They don't care that you're religious. They just use it. And because it's a free country,
Yeah.
you don't have a say. Like, you're in a meeting, somebody starts cussing. You're not going to say, wait a minute. I'm a Christian. Don't use those words because they're acceptable.
You know what's a really common one, guys? And I think this one, even in the corporate world, BS.
Yeah.
You're saying that's BS.
But that's a replacement.
You think it's a replacement?
Of
Because
course it is.
for me, that's just I don't know if it's called an acronym, because
Yeah,
BS, it means
yeah,
it's
it's a
different than
replacement.
crap, I think.
It's a replacement.
I don't know if it's that much of a replacement. I think that in itself is the profane word of, it's like saying, look, obviously, this is just me saying it, but like, for example, somebody says F you.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's
Yeah,
swearing, that's cussing.
That's cussing if you're saying
Right?
it. Like,
So I don't
you're just
see
not
that-
using the
You're
word.
not using the whole word. It's somewhat of a replacement, but you're still using it. Like,
Yeah, you're
the
still using it.
intention for me is the same as if you're using the same word.
but I've heard so many ministers and pastors from the pulpit say, I'm not with that BS.
So I'm telling you, there's something there with the culture.
Is
and
it
intention.
acceptable to say BS? I think it is.
Let's see with the comments. Is BS acceptable? Is that one your acceptable cuss word?
Well, Consuelo Quintanilla says something really interesting. She said, what about vulgar words of speech that aren't necessarily swearing, like harsh-sounding words, replacing regular words?
Look, part of my conclusion, and I said it there at the beginning, is that you don't have to use cuss or swear words to be filthy,
To be offensive.
to be
Yeah.
offensive. You can use very nice words to be extremely offensive to somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think the Bible talks about that, in terms of trying to be somebody who lifts somebody up, to watch out with what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to control the anger. So Kayla's asking, so is cussing in your mind a sin?
It's like when we're going to talk
It's
about
the same thing. You're going to say,
I'm
if in your mind, if you think it, as a man think it in his heart, so is he.
Yeah.
Right? So if you think it, that means you're cussing.
Yeah. I think it's one of those topics where it's okay to be founded on, let's say, saying cussing is a sin. But you also have to show grace
Right.
to those who don't
do
see
it.
that,
Yep.
who don't see it like you. And that's where, you know, the church has a lot of problems sometimes showing grace to other people. And you know what grace is in my mind is having these kind of conversations,
Yeah.
trying to see eye to eye with that other person. Well, where are you coming from? Because maybe you can help educate them. You know, maybe like, for example, and we'll talk about this in another, topic.
Another show.
Tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm against it. You know, and for
Yeah.
me, like that's, but I have to try to show grace to those who in the Christian faith, are
Have
okay
their
with
tattoos,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And so, that's something that I'm struggling with. Cussing. Is it time for our conclusions?
I must say, listen, this
Can I
is
give
my
mine?
conclusion.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. You should not let yourself be controlled by anger. Right? Never. Because if you act
Yeah.
out of anger, you're going to do something stupid that's against the will of God. Now, there's some situations where you need to express yourself in a way that you can let that out. And you would be a hypocrite to say that you would be like, Gloria a Dios, or Alabado sea Dios, or something, when something like that happens, because I don't think God receives that worship, because you're not worshiping. You're intentionally doing the same thing, right? So if you say, oh, shoot, OMG, or if you say, oh, geez, like, I don't see that as a bad thing. I think there are expressions that we use that are okay. It's just everybody
Yeah.
has their context and their cultural context.
I will give my conclusion based off of what Kayla is saying here, Vicky Sosa. She says, the Bible speaks of sin as failing to love God and love his people. We are called to speak out of a heart that builds up, like the verses we read, to encourage and keep our tongue under control despite any circumstances.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree on that. The only thing that makes me have more grace towards those who are okay with cussing, because that's not something that is part of my vocabulary, and I don't motivate that, I don't encourage that, is that
It's not. Yeah.
you can stand and be part of a movement and say, you know what, guys, the government is full of BS and all of this, and actually, it could actually be something that lifts people up. Would I use it? Absolutely
No.
not.
Yeah.
And my conclusion is that the intention behind a word is more important than the word itself. However, a wise individual, listen, a person who is growing in the faith, who's understanding there's differences in culture, a person who's maturing in the faith, knows that a certain word can also represent,
Something else.
it could represent an intention. So if I'm out here saying, F this, F you, F that, and I'm thinking there's good intentions coming out of me and people aren't going to take it elsewhere, you're not wise. You're
That's
using
right.
that, and people are going to misinterpret then what you're saying.
There's some that are common. I mean,
Yeah.
Carlos put a question there. We have another 4 minutes. Maybe we'll take some questions. He says, ¿Qué hizo Job cuando perdió todo? Like, what did Job do when he lost everything?
Yeah.
The Bible says he praised God, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't say what he did when he got the news. Like, I don't think he got on his knees and worship when he got the news. I think he cried, because
Yeah.
that's not anger. That's like, I lost my kids. Like, nobody loses their kids and start cussing. You bawl and you weep. And then he picked himself up, and then he said, Jehová dio, y Jehová quitó, right? That's
Yeah.
what I think happened.
Yeah.
But after, when he started thinking about it, and when his friends came over, he cussed. Man, he cussed so much. He said to God, I want you to be here with me, and I'm going to justify myself for you. I thought you were supposed to be just, but you was not. Like, he said all kinds of things to God.
Carlos says he did not cuss. He cried. I think.
Oh, he cussed after. Read between the lines when he was talking to his friends. Like, one of his friends told him, there's no way you would be in that condition if you're not a sin. And Job got upset, and he said all kinds of things. Read it.
Yeah.
He had to repent at the end.
I love the comments that are coming in. Again, we are automatically saying, based on the comments, that a cuss word is a sin.
Yeah.
And I think you should keep that, and build off of that. I think, again, for me, It's not something I encourage, not something I motivate.
It's not something you
I don't
should do.
think Christians should be cussing. I don't think so. I think there are better words out there to even describe yourself, even when you're trying to lift somebody up, even when
Yeah.
you're trying to motivate somebody up. But let me tell you, there are people out there that don't have the level of dictionary that others
you
have
have,
in this
yeah.
world, right? There are people who are from very, very low areas, you know, of poverty, of, you know, discrimination, of racism, that all they know in their words is those curse words. I'm not
That's
saying,
right.
I'm not using it as an excuse, but I believe God sees
That's
the
their
intentions of
language,
their hearts. And it's something that maybe they have to grow out
And
of.
unless somebody tells them, teaches them different, that's the words that they're going to use.
Yeah.
Like Carlos is here killing it. I'm reading the lines, not between. No, Carlos, when you study the Bible, you have to read between the lines. That's hermeneutics. Hermeneutics.
Yes.
That's the Bible study technique.
Bro,
you have
as
to
we
read
wrap
between
as
the
we
lines.
wrap up here, you know what's also good as Christians to come to the realization that we don't have the answers to everything.
We don't. And this is a big topic. And, you know, you shouldn't use curse words. I don't use them.
You shouldn't.
You know, you could get angry. And I'm arguing for replacement words or words that you use because I think you need to be able to express yourself. Because even if your intention is to say the curse word and you say praise the Lord, the intention is the same.
Yeah. All right, folks. This one is over a few minutes here, but it's a good topic. I think this is a great conversation. You know, I see that the comments are still coming in, and I think this is something that we got to keep going. This is it. This is the community, guys. We are here Mondays and Thursdays.
That's right.
9:09 p.m.
Listen,
We're trying out new things.
And if you thought this was interesting, we have a series coming up that's called Borderline Sins.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about Christians dancing. We're going to talk about Christians
nice
drinking.
music.
You know,
Yeah.
we have a whole bunch of things in Borderline Sins. That's going to be a series of things that we're going to talk about to get your brain flowing, find some answers, you know, and what does the Bible say?
Yeah, and you know what? If you like this, guys, go and subscribe. Please
That's right.
subscribe to our channel.
Channel.
We're piloting, you know, this is what, 3rd episode only, you know, and so we definitely want to try some new things.
That's right.
But any last comments, bro?
Yeah, I just want to say, Carlos, hijo de tu madre, I love you, bro.
Tanya says the next video needs to be on tattoos because I have a good amount. I have some really good stuff to say about tattoos.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a good topic.
I don't have any. I don't think it's worth it. They wouldn't show on my skin.
Ah. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend. This has been awesome. Bless.
Bendito show.